Practice is officially underway, and the spring game, guys, is right around the corner. Joining us today is head coach Tucker Pruitt, also strength coach Matt Mays. We're so excited. They're going to give us an inside look at this year's Wildcats and what fans can expect heading into the fall. So, Coach Pruitt, thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
I know that this is a new season for you. You just got moved here. What all, we kind of want to know a little bit about you and your history and all those things. So tell us that first, then we're going to preview the Wildcats.
All right, so I'm a coach's kid.
Yeah.
My dad was a head coach, so from the time I was little, it was all football. And
Yep.
Grew up on the sideline watching his teams and idolizing his players and learning the game. And then I played for him, and then I played 5 years of college football at Valdosta State. And then
Go
got into
Blazers.
coaching and kind of worked my way up. I was head coach for 8 years at Fitzgerald, and then 1 year last year at Appleton County, and then really glad to be a Camden County Wildcat now.
I know. We're glad you're here. I think you've had, about a week of spring practices now?
Yeah, we've had 4 practices. We practiced last Wednesday and Thursday, and then this Monday and Tuesday.
And so what has been your first impression of this Wildcats team?
So it's been positive. It's been a lot of fun. I think, the first thing, if you think about the offseason for a high school football player, it's not a lot of fun stuff. It's a lot of weights, speed work, conditioning, agility work. It's not, super fun. And so I think the fun part is the football and seeing our kids get to run around and learn some things. I think they've had fun, and getting to get the coaching staff on the same page. We got a long way to go, a lot of work to do. But it's been positive, and the attitudes have been good, and the energy has been good. The kids have been hustling around, and we've been getting better, so it's been great.
That's awesome. Coach Mays, what's your take on spring ball?
Just the first week, or first 4 practices, I should say, like Coach said, I want to say it's more anxiousness to show off the new strength, the new speed that they've all gained throughout the offseason. It's a 16-week grind.
Yeah.
When I made the workout cards for spring practice, it's week 17, 18, and you realize those kids have put in a lot of time and effort. But the energy's been great because, obviously, first of all, it's something new. We're in pads, first time since October, and, it's a chance to show off to a new staff. It's a completely blank slate for every single athlete out there, and just a lot of excitement going on.
Have there been any players that have stepped up as leaders right now?
Obviously I'm on the defensive side of the ball most of the time. One player I can mention a lot of players. I can mention Cedric Davis, a senior secondary guy. He's taken on a new role in a new position. He's really done a good job, not just concerned about his play, but also the play of his teammates. An incoming player, Dion Cummings, again, at my position group. He's done an outstanding job. He asks questions. He wants to be coached right and wants to be coached hard, and he demands the same of his teammates. Defensive line-wise, we've got Marcavius Alberti, who's making the transition from underclass and sophomore to big-time junior football, college football prospect. The linebacking core anchored by Will Smith, who has tons of playing experience in this region. He's done an excellent job setting the tone, always brings the energy. And another guy who's making a strong impact is Tremaine Alford. He's made a complete turnaround in his academic life, and it's showing that on the football field. How he does everything how he does anything is how he does everything, and that's paying off big time for him.
I love that. Coach Pruitt, what about you?
Yeah, the leadership is actually one area I would like to see an improvement in. I think we need more of it, but 2 guys that I've really heard leading, one of them has been a leader since the day I walked in the door. He doesn't say a ton, but he's super consistent, and that's Will Smith. I think he shows up every day with a great attitude.
Listen, I called him Jiggy.
He loves to work. He loves to work. He don't mind it. Some kids are kind of, he's there. He loves it. He's all about it. And so another one who's not a senior, but he's a junior that's played really good ball, and he's a good football player, but I've also heard him open his mouth and try to affect his teammates in a positive way and be a leader, and that's Raymond Howard on the offensive line.
Oh, wow.
So, that's an area I think we need more of, but there has been some. Jaden Dickerson. There was a video that Miss Cato caught, and she kind of caught him saying something positive to the team coming off the field, and so we were able to point that to the team and just kind of reinforce those are the type of things we're looking for. So there's been some, but we're looking for more.
I love it. All right. Well, let's kind of talk about the team identity a little bit. I think, with Camden County football, every year there's a pretty strong identity of who we are and what we're doing. What kind of team are you hoping this group can become before fall?
Right, and that's the challenge, right, is to take what we've got and figure out what is our identity, what is our strength, what is our weaknesses, and that's kind of the process we're in right now. We've been here and seen the kids in the weight room. We can see who's dependable, who's consistent, but then you take the football aspect, and the big part of this is the evaluation phase of where are these guys at? Do we have them in the right position? But that's the whole process. And so hopefully at the end of the day, we're going to be a physical football team on both sides of the ball that's physical, that's sound, that does not make a lot of mistakes, plays with a great level of physicality, a great level of discipline, not a team that goes out there and gets a lot of penalties and turnovers and things that help you lose. Hopefully we're going to be a disciplined team that doesn't lose the football game. We're going to be physical, and then we got to find out who our players are and put them in positions to make plays, but we want to be tough. South Georgia football, Region 1 Southern A, it's a tough region.
It is a tough region.
It's not for the weak of heart, and so we've got to train our kids for that. We've got to put them in that situation as many times as we can so that when they get in that game situation, it's just home for them. It's nothing different. And so we got a long way to go, but hopefully we're going to be disciplined, we're going to be tough, we're going to be physical, and we're going to be a team that has a high level of execution on both sides of the ball.
Oh, I love that. Now, we were talking about Region 1. This is not your first time in Region 1. You know what this region is like. So I think that speaks a lot to, you saying it is a tough region. What you're up against. The kind of programs and what they have. Let's see, you were at Valdosta, Lowndes, all those. So, yeah, it's going to be a good season this year. Let's talk about, we kind of talked about some of the players to watch. But a lot of people do love this part. Who are some players that you think our fans should keep an eye on during spring and heading into the season?
Yes, obviously we got Sean Green, who everybody knows about. He's a huge weapon for us. The running back group right now is kind of by committee. We got V. Hill, we've got Jesse Newsom, we got Perkins, a junior, and a sophomore that I'm really excited about, Malachi Poole. There's another sophomore that's been doing really good, Mekhi Smith. And so there's a lot of young talent on our roster. Also, if you look out wide, there's 3 sophomores that are going to be playing varsity football, and that's Quan Mercer, Josier Milton, and Dorian Stevens. Yep. And I'm trying to do good with these names because it's
you are nailing it. I am so impressed right now.
There's some young talent, and so those guys, they're green right now, and they're making a lot of mistakes, but there's also a lot of ability there. So we feel like as we can continue to get them more comfortable knowing where they're supposed to be and what their assignment is, we expect them to be making some plays by the end of spring.
One player we haven't mentioned that's probably because of his quiet demeanor is Judah Dickerson. And, I remember Judah as a freshman and just him coming in, just being a very average-looking kid. That's a young man. He might say 5 words in a week. But his work ethic, his intensity, and it's paying off as he's dominating the line of scrimmage. Takes hard coaching, which, like Coach mentioned, in this region, you need to be coached hard in order to play hard. He takes that hard coaching and puts it into action. So that's a kid for me who's going to come out of nowhere to surprise a lot of people in his performance on Friday nights. And who knows what happens with his opportunities after high school.
Well, Coach Mays, you've been with the Camden County Wildcats for almost a decade at this point, I feel like. And so who do you think has shown the most improvement since last year that's coming back?
The most improvement holistically is the one I mentioned before, and that's Tremaine Alford. Yeah. He's a young man, and everybody gets to different points in their life. He's got his grades together. Yeah. He's got his weight room together. He's a kid as a freshman always excited me. For every year he's always excited me because he's a big hitter. Laid one the other day in practice, pretty spectacular hit, and he has great energy. He's just a great human being, big smile on his face when he's not half asleep in the mornings, but just has a great attitude and has worked so hard. Look, athletically, he's got those things, but he's worked so hard on the intangibles, the attitude, the respect, the things that coaches asked of him. Coaches come in and demanded these things, documented these things, and, again, reinforced those things through toughness, through discipline, through accountability, and he's responded positively. And that's the one that stands out to me. Some others that I've already mentioned, again, have been a guy like Marcavius Alberti, who's trying to take that step from sophomore to junior and being a dominant figure on the field. Another young man is Jamie Williams, who's right now at the quarterback position. Again, another guy, Jamie's a great athlete. He can throw it, run it, do whatever you want. My gosh, defense, we're trying to steal him at corner. But he's turned around, made the honor roll this past 9 weeks. those are little things because there's plenty of guys who can clean a bunch of weight, squat a bunch of weight, run really fast. But like Coach has said, if the character's not there, what does it matter?
Yeah.
If the discipline's not there, what does it matter? Because at some point that's going to break down, and all those physical attributes mean nothing without mental toughness, which has been a huge point of emphasis from Coach Pruitt this offseason.
Well, I think that's a great point because I it's not just all about football. It's about making them great men too. And,
yeah.
So I think that's huge. One thing that I've seen this season is that, Coach, when you came in, nutrition was important for these kids. So I want to talk about, what you guys have done for the Feed the Wildcats this year as far as what we've done in spring and, what we think about it. We're doing it a little different.
Yeah, I think it's great. Obviously, what we're asking and what we're demanding out of their bodies, it takes fuel. And,
Agreed.
Some of these guys, the bodies are so big that the school lunch is great, but they need more. And so it's a big part of it. And fortunately for us, we got Coach DeMario Jones who's heading that up. He's got a lot of experience doing this in the past at Valdosta High School. And so it's been great. Our kids are able to come off of the field after a hard practice, and there's a good, warm, home-cooked meal for them, and I think that means a lot. And it goes a long way. Us as coaches, we're going to demand their best every single day. When they're having a great day, it's easy. When they're having a bad day, we're still going to demand their best. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't change. But it's really good when we can turn around and we can give them the best as well. And we can treat them first class, and we can feed them great and give them the nicest equipment and obviously the nicest facilities. And at Camden, our kids don't know how blessed they are. I've worked in a lot of systems where it's not like this.
Right.
So
we have some nice facilities.
Right when they get out of the weight room, coaches got their protein shakes made and they're getting breakfast. And they definitely don't know how good they got it, but it's easier for us to demand a super duper high level of greatness out of them when we're pouring everything we can into them and giving them their best. And the nutrition program is just another way that we demonstrate that football is important to us and their nutrition is important to us. And I think it's been outstanding.
Coach Mays, on the strength side of that, how important is the nutrition?
Oh, it's the X factor. Sleep, nutrition, those are things. I mean, if you look at any SEC program from Georgia, Alabama, to all the way to the Big Ten, Ohio State, Indiana, those programs demand the best from athletes, and they provide the best. So, again, it does start with nutrition, and it does start with, we can't control their sleep like we'd like to probably, but,
Y'all try.
The two out of the exactly. Yeah, I can send them a text, but, but the 2 out of the 3 that we can give them is the nutrition and is the hard coaching. And if you look at it this way, once they walk off the practice field, they get a home-cooked meal that's going to replenish what they put out. Obviously, it's on them to do the hydration portion, which most of them done. I don't think we've had a single cramp or heat casualty yet. And then once they finish their workout in the morning, they get a 25 to 30 gram protein shake. They get a breakfast, which usually consists of a protein source, a carb source, and a juice just to get some glycogen in them and get them ready up for the day. And then, obviously between then and practice, it's up to them to take care of some certain things. But, again, we're trying to instill these habits in them, so it just becomes exactly that. It's just a habit. This is what I do. This is how I operate. And play at a high level and you don't even think about it.
Yeah, agreed. So I want to kind of transition to the spring game because I know that we had some changes in that, and for fans here, if they don't want to travel next week, we have a scrimmage, a blue and white scrimmage, letting the 8th graders come up, I believe.
7th and 8th.
Yeah, 7th and 8th. I love this. So can you kind of tell us a little bit about what they can expect on Friday if fans want to come out? And then if anybody wants to travel for the spring game at Columbia, I want to talk about that too. So I know that this is not technically our spring game, but that's what we're calling it because it's our home game. But I do want to talk about the scrimmage and what people can expect this Friday.
Right, so this is kind of the test before the test.
I hear you.
Both the middle schools have spring games next Wednesday. I think Camden Middle is going to Coffee, and I think Richmond Hill is coming here to play St. Mary's.
Okay.
So this is kind of their audition for that. We got our spring game next Friday. This is our audition, so it's kind of the game before the game. We're going to get them out there and put them in a game-like situation. We'll have the 7th graders go on one side. The 8th graders will be going on the other side. They'll play, 4 quick quarters with a running clock. And then we'll move them off and let the 9th graders go at it. And then we'll move them off and let the JV go at it. And then we'll move them off and conclude with the varsity. And just work some situations, try to make it game-like where we got to rotate our personnel from the sidelines and get in and out of our packages and just kind kind of get the huddle operation and kind of just the test before the test. And so we're looking forward to that, and then hopefully we'll learn a lot and improve for the game next Friday. It was scheduled to be here. The FHSAA passed a little rule where they're not letting any of their schools go out of state for spring games. So unfortunately, we had to move it over there. So
isn't that convenient?
Yeah.
But, rules are rules, so we have to follow them. So, and do we know what time that game will be next Friday?
7:30.
7:30, and that is where?
That's at Columbia County High School.
Perfect.
I think a cool aspect of going on the road at Camden County is that every playoff game on the road that I've played in, we have our side has far surpassed the home side. And I think this would be a cool opportunity to, again, show the state of Florida, how Camden County travels and show what it looks like. I mean, I remember being at Mill Creek on Thanksgiving weekend, and, they should have cut us a check because there was nobody on their side as we were beating the crap out of them, and we're the ones buying up all the hot dogs and hot chocolate.
So, all right. Well, that's going to be scrimmage. What time does everything kick off this Friday?
What time is we starting, Jeremy?
6:45.
4:30 with the 7th and 8th grade, and the varsity schedule start at 6:45.
Okay.
It's kind of be an all afternoon thing.
And what are you kind of hoping to see that night from your varsity players or anybody that's been out at spring practice right now? And kind of what are you looking for in particular? I know you wanted to work on some things, but is there something in particular that you're looking for?
Yeah, the main thing I'm looking for is progress. Just that every day they're better than they were the day before. The things that they messed up, every day we film practice. We grade it as a coaching staff, and then we bring the kids in the next day and we sit them down with their position coach and we show them specifically the mistakes they're making and how we want them to fix it. And so the first thing I want is just progress. I want every day for us to get better, but I also want to see how they handle, the speed of the game, the live, good on good, the scrimmage game type speed, and see how they handle that. I want to see how they handle mistakes.
Yeah.
I know they're going to make a mistake.
Absolutely.
And so I want to see when they go over there and they jump off sides or they run upfield and get kicked out, when they go there and their coach gets on their butt, I want to see them be able to come back and play the game the next play and not pout and do all that stuff. And so, but just really progress. Every rep is valuable right now.
It is.
We're a work in progress, and so I just want to see them get some game experience and continue to get better.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and look ahead to the fall. I know it's early, but how do you feel about where this Camden County team could be by the time, the season actually kicks off?
Yeah, that's scary. I feel like, what's those little things that you flip over and the sand's just coming out of them? I feel like that's kind of what's going on. We're behind. There's really no need to talk much about it, but we're behind the 8 ball. We still don't even have our staff here together. We're kind of piecing it together and doing the best we can right now in spring. But, a lot of these other programs in the region, they're out in front of us right now. So every day when we wake up, we're trying to catch them.
Yeah.
We're trying to catch them. We're trying to close the gap. We're trying to shorten that margin. And so we got a long way to go. And I try not to think about, then. I just try to take it one day at a time and just – but that is motivation, is that we're running out of time.
Yeah.
That day's coming that we're going to have to run out there and line up against these guys. So, that's enough fuel to get some urgency in me to make sure we're making the most out of every single day.
Absolutely. Now, what do you think will be the biggest key to having success between now and week 1?
Yeah, there's a lot of cohesion that's got to come together, and I think it starts with the coaching staff. We've got to be the example. We got to get on the same page. We got to make sure that we're consistent in what we're doing with our discipline, our accountability, our toughness. We got installations. We got a whole offense and defense that we're working through. Special teams, a lot of new schemes. So there's a lot of work to do. But, again, we just got to take it one day at a time, and we just got to keep getting better. And it's a lot on our kids, but I'm really happy with the way they've responded. We've thrown a lot at them, but they've been receptive. And every day has gotten better, and so we just got to keep our nose down and keep working at it.
Yeah. Now, what excites you most about this group of athletes?
I think the thing that excites me is if we can keep getting better, you hope that we're going to have a chance to compete. I don't think anybody is going to pick us to be in the mix in the region, and maybe rightfully so with last year's results and the things that these other teams got coming back. So. Maybe we can shock some people. Maybe we can work and surprise some people, and it's up to us. Last year's last year, but everybody's 0-0 right now. And so it can be whatever we make it, and it's going to be whatever we make it, but we definitely got a lot of work to do in a little bit of time, and we got to get a lot of people on the same page. And we got to get a lot of execution stuff ready because obviously the region is what the region is, but what we don't talk about is the non-region and opening up with Brunswick, and then we got Benedictine, and then we play a state runner-up, West Broward, and so there's a lot of good opportunities and tests right there in non-region as well. And so
absolutely,
got to progress quickly. For sure.
No doubt. Now I want to talk a little bit about, before we kind of wrap up, about community involvement. How do you think the community can get involved, with the Wildcat football program to support these student athletes? Because that it's, I never want to forget, this is all about the kids. We want to win, of course, but it's still about the kids. And so I just, how can the community best support you guys, coaching staff and kids? Like what would be the one thing you would say?
First off, heard so much great things about the support here and the love for the football program and the love for the kids and all the athletics, and so we definitely appreciate that. I guess joining the quarterback club is helpful. It takes money to feed them and all, but mainly just helping us, consistency. It takes a village with these kids. Tell these kids when you see them that you're proud of them. Tell them you're looking forward to football season. Tell them you want to win and you want to have a better year this year, and tell them to keep their head screwed on straight and make good decisions. And, just support them and come to the games. They're working really hard, and we're a staff that believes that what you do in the dark is going to come to the light. We're going to reap what we sow. And so I promise on our end, our coaches and our players, we're working their butt off. So when the season gets here, we can put a product on the field that everybody can be proud of. And so any support they can give and just helping these kids make good decisions and helping them make the sacrifices that it takes for us to get there, it'll all be worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I kind of want to wrap this up with. Well, first I should say, do y'all have anything that you would like to say? Or Coach Mays?
I'm good to go.
I'm just looking forward. Just looking forward to another great season of Wildcat football and being part of it and getting to know new coaches and work with new people, make me a better coach, make me a better person, and it's just a lot of excitement around here in that building and in the athletic center. So it's a very exciting time.
And I'd just like to say we got some great kids. They've been working extremely hard, and change is difficult.
It is.
It's difficult on the players. It's difficult on the coaches. It's difficult on the administrators. And nobody asks for it, but sometimes in life you're dealt with it. So I think our kids have done a great job. Obviously, there's been some that we've lost, but there's been a lot that have gotten in and have chosen to buy in. And so I'm just really thankful for that, thankful for the coaches that we have, thankful for our quarterback club. Our administration's been great to try to help piece this thing together. And so it takes a village, and just been really impressed with how everybody's pulling together in the same direction. And just our kids, we got some outstanding kids. So parents, you guys have done a great job, and they've just been a joy to work with. And it's a lot of work, and there's been some good days and bad days, but it's been a lot of fun as well. And so just thankful to be here and thankful to get to work at a great school with such great coaches and great administrators and great kids.
Absolutely. And I can tell you this, I know I have gotten to see you guys work, and y'all are putting in the time. Long after the kids leave, still putting in the time. And I love seeing so many kids out there for spring, even the little 8th graders. It's just warms my heart. There are a lot of kids. It's exciting. So thank you guys for both of your time today and doing this. We can't wait to see the Wildcats this season. So thank you guys for joining us. So we're going to kind of end this with doing our Queen of Hearts fundraiser. And I'm going to ask Justin Godfrey on our board for the quarterback club to kind of explain as Matt shuffles up the cards and we get ready to go. So Justin, come on. Coach Mays, if you'll shuffle those up for us.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Justin Godfrey here, one of the board members for the quarterback club. I just want to touch on the quarterback club. If you didn't know what it was, it's an organization that was founded in 1971 by a bunch of dedicated men and women in Camden County who love Camden County football and what the program is all about. It isn't just being the fans behind the fans. It's really putting things together to support the team. And as Allison already mentioned, Feed the Wildcats, that's a big program that we do. So parts of that, the quarterback club helps supplement, equipment and, the end of the year plaques and the Letterman jackets and all that stuff. So it's really just the team behind the team. So if anybody is interested in joining, please, by all means, check us out online. You can find us on Facebook and we would love to have you join. And even if you didn't want to join, find ways to support. At a minimum, show up on Friday nights. There's plenty of opportunities out there to donate food, water, snacks, any of that stuff. There's also the Mother's Huddle out there, where all the dedicated moms are doing their thing. So they're always looking for opportunities to find ways to support our boys and girls that are doing this thing every day for us. So as we're kicking off this Queen of Hearts thing, it's a new raffle that we're doing. But before I hand the cards over to Coach Mays here, I just kind of want to touch on it that it's a regular standard 54 deck of cards. They are Wildcat themed, so that's good. But just kind of want to point out that everything is in here. Queen of Hearts is in here. Jokers are in here. All the face cards are in here. Everything, it's legit. So I'm going to hand these cards over to Coach Mays and have him shuffle it up, and then we're going to build the board here. But I would like to touch on a few of the rules, just so everybody is clear on kind of how this operates. So the first, obviously, you must be 18 years old or older to participate. That's Georgia law. All ticket sales will be done through the Zeffy platform. So if you go to wildcatsqueenofhearts.com, that'll take you straight to the Zeffy platform, and you'll be able to buy the tickets. Tickets are $1. So it's not a burden. You can buy one ticket. You can buy 100 tickets. Buy 1,000 tickets if you want. And I'll be really happy if you do that.
Yes. Please do that.
But basically, you will draw every week. One ticket will be drawn, and you will select the number 1 through 54, and that's associated to our board over here behind me. And then, no matter what, if your ticket is pulled, you're winning money. So if it's a non-face card, it's $50. If it's a face card including the aces, it's $100. And if it's a joker, it's $250. And obviously, if you find the Queen of Hearts, you're winning the jackpot. Jackpot right now is $5,206. So I mean, you're spending $1 and can win some money, and that pot's going to grow. What's interesting about this platform here is it's just us here in Camden County. We don't have any other schools that we're competing against. It's just us. So, there's a lot of folks here in the county. This is a great way to support. Like I said, it's $1 a ticket. WildcatsQueenofHearts.com takes you to the Zeffy platform. I will put a plug in there for the Zeffy platform. So it's free for us. They're not charging us anything to use their platform. But what you will see, and I'll give you a full disclosure here, when you go to check out, Zeffy will charge you a minimum 17% transaction fee. That's how Zeffy makes their money. Do not feel obligated to pay Zeffy that 17%. If you want to, great. But if you want to put 0 in there or another percentage in there, that's okay. Zeffy will not penalize us if you do not contribute that 17% to Zeffy. So don't feel obligated to pay it. If you want to, that's great, but don't feel obligated. Pretty much. I'll go on a little bit more of how the game works. So every week we'll pick a ticket, or we'll pick a card, right? And that card will be flipped over. Some of the caveats here is if both jokers are found before the Queen of Hearts, the game will reset. So that's how you can see this pot could get pretty big pretty quickly throughout the county here. So I think Coach Mays is building the board here. He's almost got them all in. And then we'll get ready to...
Step to the side and let the camera see it. Yeah. That's what he's doing.
Now this board, also for some transparency here, so we've got some stickers that will act as tamper seals for the cards. So once the cards are placed, nobody knows where the Queen of Hearts is in there right now. There'll be stickers placed on there for tamper seals. And then this board will be, Miss Allison will have the board, and then there's 2 locks on the board. So there's 2 separate people will have a key. So in order to open this board up and do anything with this board, we'll have to have 3 folks present. So there's good transparency there. It's safe. Nobody's trying to pull any fast ones on anybody, and hopefully we can generate a lot of funds. And like I said, half of it'll go to the boys and the girls, a part of the football program, and then the rest will go to the lucky winner that finds the Queen of Hearts.
So this jackpot can get really big.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'll throw out a story here. So, coworker of mine is kind of what put me onto this. I never heard about it. But he's from up north in Chicago.
Yeah.
And their school, Catholic school, up there, they were a part of it. I mean, you got to think there's a lot of high schools in the state, in this city of Chicago.
I couldn't even imagine.
They do this every year. The largest pot that they generated was $2.4 million. So to me, that's mind blowing, right? I mean, you could literally, that's $1 million to the school, and that's $1 million to somebody. Obviously, you got to, do the forms of the IRS, right? Anything over $600, please make sure you are, disclaimer there that you're reporting that. It's just like the lottery. We got our very own Camden County Lottery now.
And we're going to be doing these drawings every week. So, every week, every Wednesday at 6 we'll be here at Ops in Kingsland, and that's where we'll do the drawing. And the game could go, 52 weeks, 54 weeks here. And then whenever the Queen of Hearts is found, we'll just reset the game and keep going. This will kind of be our new tradition that we're starting here and see how it goes. I love it. So it looks like Matt is done with the board.
All right.
So Matt, are y'all ready to spin?
Oh, hold on.
Wait,
it was in the.
I see the slot. I see it now.
They're all numbered. No problem.
Matt wanted to see if you were paying attention. Yeah.
So, Coach, you got the laptop over there. You want to? Can we pan to spin and spin the wheel there and see what number we get?
Spinning right there.
Drum roll.
236. All right, let's see. 236. That is a Mr. John Dissler.
Okay.
And he selected card number 12.
All right.
Coach, can you flip over card number 12? And that was the 10 of clubs. So Mr. John Dissler going to win $50. Hey, I mean, that's...
But I love it because everybody's a winner.
Yeah, everybody's a winner. 50
you know,
bucks. $50 off the first go here.
All right, so that is week 1 of the Queen of Hearts. And me and Justin,
Absolutely. Wildcats, queenofhearts.com.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Coach Pruitt. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
Bye, guys.